take a.
Wow. Isn't that the goal in life, to like get to a place where you don't have to polite laugh? What about this? I've been mulling this over. Maybe this is my that's enough list. People that talk too much at you. Do you have a coworker?
Jesus Christ.
I have.
Hold on, we can't. We can't. You have a coworker?
No, I don't have a coworker.
No, just say I have a coworker. Do you know anyone like that?
Yeah, man, this guy I work with.
Okay, yeah.
Jesus.
So like, what's more, like, let's say you're talking at me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I go, hey man, I don't feel like listening to you talk right now. I'm
Yeah,
the rude one, right?
Right.
But isn't the person talking at me way more rude? Like, what's
Yes.
more rude?
I think, yeah.
So do you think
I think it's up to so I think there's an obligation on both sides.
Mhm.
You have an obligation to be self-aware enough to know when you're being rude to another person.
Mhm.
But it's also your responsibility in part to make that other person aware that you are just like not in that. You're not into that. Like, you're not that kind of person.
But these type of people usually don't listen. They don't take social cues, right? So what is the solution to this? Because to me, the person talking at you, Jesus, I'm a little concerned for you, Dustin. The person talking at you and not taking social cues is actually incredibly rude.
Yeah.
So I'm tempted to say, and I never do this because I don't have the balls, hey man, I don't feel like listening to you talk right now.
Right.
Can there just be silence or something? Or I'm not interested in that story. But then I'm the rude one. But am I the rude one?
No, I don't think. I mean, yeah.
I think it's all in the way that's delivered.
So how would you say it?
I don't know.
Let's say you have a coworker that's talking at you. What do you say? Like, let's say it's like an hour deep.
An hour?
That's an hour less work for me.
I'd rather work.
Yeah.
Like, what do you say? What's the proper way to is there, what do you do?
I don't know. I mean, you're right. Like, sometimes, like,
what do you do with your
walking
coworker?
Away, it doesn't work.
What do you do with your coworker? You just walk away.
I just wait till it's over.
You just ride it out?
I've tried everything. I don't know.
Just listen to every last detail.
I've tried like walking away. I've tried like the not saying a word, where you don't even give the nothing.
Man, this guy's really listening.
Yeah. Goes nowhere.
I hate it, dude. I don't know what to do about that.
But what is it in like, what is that quality in a person that's like, I want to just talk at another person?
They think they are really interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
And usually it's like really not an interesting person. Like, it's not someone like that's lived a lot of life. Like, if Sean Connery came up to me and just started talking at me, I'd be like, yes, like, keep talking, right?
Right.
But it's never someone like that.
It's the people you want to hear from the least.
It's like a 22-year-old that has zero life experience. You know what I mean? It's like, just thinks everything is interesting that they've lived. And you're like, nah, this is like the most boring story I've heard in my life. Like, this story could not be any more boring.
So do you think it's like an overcompensation thing then?
No, I
or
think
like an insecurity?
No, opposite. I think that the person that is spewing that talk considers themselves highly fascinating. I think they have a high opinion of themselves, not a low opinion. I don't think they're overcompensating. I think they actually think they're like hilarious.
I think sometimes.
I don't know.
Because
in my experience, it's always the person thinks they're like hilarious or interesting.
You can definitely tell those guys because it's not just them talking. It's usually them talking about themselves pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
And there's other ones that I don't know. Maybe what they're doing is like they're just trying to be social or something like that. They think they're being social. They don't pick up on those cues, right?
Yeah.
There's a group that just they love to talk because they're that important that you should hear what I'm saying. This is magic. I'm spewing out here or whatever.
Yeah.
Then there's other ones who think they're being social. They can't pick up on those cues and they just keep going.
Yeah. In my experience, is always like the person thinks they're really interesting and they're sharing their life because they think it's really interesting. I don't know.